Let me go across to Mr. Harshpati Singhania, President FICCI, to talk about the survey as well. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us here. In the sense that we read the economic survey and look at the major highlights, disinvestments, reforms, FDI, do away with the fringe benefit tax, it's almost just what the industry is asking for.
Yeah, I mean, it's very positive. And I think that my first feeling is that basically the government is trying to make the case for reforms, and which is a very welcome step.
But in terms of actual implementation of some of these reforms, Mr. Singhania, how much of it do you think will be translated into real action when the Finance Minister presents the budget?
I still remain optimistic that a fair amount of this should find its way in the budget. Obviously, not everything will, and it is not possible that everything can find its way in the budget. But I think it is a very clear indication of what the government wishes to do, and it has outlined its sort of priorities and roadmap on these areas. Take the example of opening up FDI in the area of insurance and defense. Now, defense is a big one, I think. On the area of disinvestment, while the 25,000 crores a year is a welcome step, from our side at FICCI, we had actually wanted a disinvestment of about 150,000 crores, but over 2-3 years. So we hope that as time progresses in the next couple of years, the government is able to step up this target and move on to that track.
But would you agree that the Finance Minister's hands are tied, especially in this year's budget, where we've seen spending going completely out of hand because of the stimulus packages, some of those populist giveaways that we saw in terms of the farm loan waiver, also given the fact that revenues have been slipping and the fiscal deficit is a cause of worry. So the government may not be actually able to achieve some of those ambitious things that is being talked about in the economic survey.
Well, there is no doubt whatsoever that the government has a tightrope walk, but I think PSU disinvestment is going to raise money and therefore help. The second issue in here, if you notice, is the issue of cutback of subsidies, and so cutback of subsidies means less money that government provides for subsidies means it should help reduce fiscal deficit. So these are areas where, I mean, obviously subsidies can't be cut back overnight, but I think if the government can continue to do this and chip away with that, then that is a welcome thing. It does talk about decontrol of a couple of things like sugar and fertilizer. It also talks about areas where the government monopoly on coal, nuclear area, etc., and railways needs to be stopped. So therefore these are areas where which are welcome steps. The only thing I want to say is, which at least I have not seen it in whatever I have seen so far quickly, is it doesn't talk about agriculture sort of reforms and on the issue of labor reforms.
Right, so not enough on agricultural reforms and labor reforms, but a lot on the other demands of the industry. Thank you very much, Mr. Singhania, for joining us.